All right. Looks like Hunter banned on both sides. No big surprise there.
Yep, especially since SjoW's bringing Freeze Mage, Hunter's a must ban, and Lothar, of course, he's bringing his Secrets Mage, which he feels like there's too much risk letting Hunter go through.
And he actually, Lothar's Secret Mage so far, isn't it 6-0 so far, I believe? I want to say.
Yeah, he didn't play it in the previous series.
He won it without using it. So being up, like... Oh, wait, no, he ended up losing that, yeah. So I believe this Secrets Mage is about 6-0 right now, going up against Priest. And actually... Wasn't Gara saying
it lost one game really close to the Warrior.
Oh, you're very right. Yep. Yes. I remember that now very well. That was
like
we
thought it was
game.
over for a long time, and then the mage stuck in.
That was with Forsen actually commentating. I remember Forsen was saying Trump actually that
ouch on this hand.
He likes Priest against this type of mid-range secret-based deck. Do you like it too?
Yeah, I love Priest against generally what I would consider to be the more aggressive side of a deck.
Yeah.
Lothar has unfortunately mulliganed into a really, really bad hand.
I mean, no, we keep saying that, Trump, but then the slow hands seem to work in the benefit of weird matchups. Like, normally, if it's a bad matchup, you want to play more aggressively. But for some reason, whenever it's like a bad matchup for this mage deck, if it starts off slow,
Lothar just likes to play slow anyways.
It somehow bounces back perfectly every single time. It's very weird.
And I would say this is a fantastic hand because it starts with Undertaker.
All right. Well, I mean, you can't play on the Undertaker against.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Right.
Girl
See,
there.
he should have just been brave and played it.
What?
No one's that brave.
No.
No, you don't. You're never that brave.
No, of course.
You just hit some heals. I mean, this. Oh wow, it got even worse. So unfortunately, Lothar's deck, this mid-range priest deck or mid-range mage deck, wants to ramp up with some minions and then finish with these spells, but he's got it the wrong side around this time.
Yeah. It's like be able to coin out this water elemental most likely, I would say. Coming up. Yeah.
Yep.
How long until priests start running Shadow Word Pain? Is that ever going to be a thing anymore?
Yeah, sure. When all these water elementals come back into the fold, I
yeah.
guess.
Why not?
I mean, obviously, we're not going to see it here because people haven't played it in quite some time, but it's a very hard minion to deal with.
Yeah.
Definitely is. Priest has one of the best answers, but there's just not enough minions that are 3 or less worth painting at the moment.
Well, there's a lot of Undertakers running around, but...
yeah, that's a good target.
Yeah.
But still, you're paying 2 mana to deal with a 1 mana minion.
It's painful.
It is painful.
So it looks like Priest off to a pretty good start here, to be honest.
Yeah, an excellent just an excellent curve.
Is SjoW considering trading into this water?
Yeah. It's, well, you know, he at least gets rid of that 5 damage off the mage there. And puts some damage onto this guy. So if this guy attacks into anything, he can just kill it off with that hero power.
Cash in on the value instead of the opposite way. Because they would have healed back up to 29.
Yeah, turns out to be better here because plays around Lothar's Fireball and then use the Water Elemental into the Zombie Chow to gain 5 health instead. Still at the same time, it was very hesitant to do so because he doesn't have a good way to deal with 4 health of minion.
Yeah. And I'm not surprised at all about this Fireball.
Yeah.
Seems kind of obvious that that's going to happen.
And again, Lothar plays very board-oriented with this mage deck compared to some other mages who like to swing the advantage they have to push for damage.
Now it's just the choice of do you attack face or do you put some damage on this 3-4. And you know that 1 damage sometimes very hard to deal with, I would say, for a mage.
The problem with attacking directly into the Dark Cultist is that it can just get healed up to 3 and then...
Yeah, like you could trade into it, but if he's obviously going to play another minion if he's, you know.
Right. But what I do like about it is it forces a tough decision. If you heal, then you have to spend 2 mana doing it, and then your turn becomes weaker.
Yeah, this is a really tough turn. There's quite a lot of choices. One is Northshire Cleric and then heal, and then with the remaining mana, I guess you play Zombie Chow. You can even justify Injured Blade Master Heal. You can even justify Sludge Belcher.
Yeah, I kind of like that. You know, he can't like Fireball and ping, so the Sludge Belcher, if he wants to ping this guy, is going to obviously gain a lot of health there.
Right, the big problem with this play, though, is he left a 1 health minion on the board, so if Lothar is able to clear the Sludge Belcher, then he gets to use his Fire Blast effectively. Looks like he can't, though.
But the Fire Blast does give 3 more health to the Sludge Belcher, which I suppose you're okay with.
Right, it would be... Yes. I was thinking like if he could take care of the Sludge Belcher, which he can, then it'll give 3 health to the Ooze, which isn't a big deal.
like Frostbolt attacking with Belcher. Use the ping.
Yeah, I mean, just because it's so painful to deal with a 3/8.
Yeah.
I did notice that Lothar had a polymorph, but of course he got rid of it. This is an interesting mage. You don't see it very often.
Yeah, seen a few of it at this event. In fact, a very surprising amount of this mid-range mage at this event.
Yeah,
Like-
Kaldi had it.
Yeah,
Of course,
Today.
Toida is his practice
Yeah.
partner, so he has it.
Sake and Haswabs both had it as well.
In fact, we've seen more of this type of mage than Freeze Mage.
Yeah, yeah. For Freeze, we've only seen so far, on the mainstream at least, Ecop, Forsen, and Reynad playing it.
All right, goes with the expected value play here and
Yeah.
leaves them with a 1/5 Ooze, which is okay.
Build your own Silverback Patriarch.
That's what Silverback Patriarch stats should be.
Yeah.
It's even worse than that, believe it or not.
It costs way more mana than that Sludge, too. Oh, man.
All right, well, going to go ahead, heal up this Blade Master. Things looking pretty good for him.
Yeah, nice turn getting some advantage. I think Karen was also arguably a play to consider.
Yeah.
Both are alright.
Drawing the card's pretty neat, but card a little bit more sticky. We'll be able to take this out.
Here's one of those rare times where you look at Undertaker and you're like, oh man, this is just the 1 mana 1/2. How terrible.
Well, seems like Karen is the thing to do. Also, I'm pretty sure that show's aware that Lothar has the possibility of cards like Flame Strike as time goes on, so Karen is a resilient minion on the board.
We haven't seen the Flame Strike today. We've seen this deck played. We've seen Toad's version, which might be the same exact deck played.
Oh.
And we still haven't seen a Flame Strike, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's
I'm not
true.
actually 100% sure he's playing it. We've seen so many mages, hard to keep track.
Oh, that's a really good point, actually.
Yeah, even though there have been a lot of mid-range decks of mages shown in this tournament, they've all been a bit different.
Yeah, yeah. A few cards here and there for sure.
Isn't that what's so scary yet annoying about it, too? It's like, you just don't know. It's like, oh, wait, which mage is this one again?
Right, it's the great unknown. The Fire Blast on the face is maybe a tell that he doesn't run Flame Strike, since if he were to have Flame Strike, he would probably want to Fire Blast one of the things with 5 health, like the Cairn.
But
Or
then
even the Ooze.
I suppose he would heal it
Oh,
easily.
that's right, he would just heal it.
Draw a card.
I'm actually a bit surprised then that he did the Fire Blast instead of a Mad Scientist.
Yeah, I was a little bit... He must be thinking that it'll just get stolen or something.
Cabal
Ah,
Shadow
yes,
Priest.
yes.
Maybe he's waiting for that to be played first, like... Because you definitely don't want that stolen. Like, he hasn't been able to get any of his secrets, and so far this is like... Lothar just not going to draw this game. See, this is the type of game I would expect more out of this mage. If you just showed me the deck list, like, a few weeks ago, I'd be like, well,
Right.
I don't know. I think that, you have to
Right.
draw it just right, but... this
Everything.
game, he's drawing very poorly.
Yeah, everything went wrong
Yeah.
on this particular draw. And the Priest is just keeping on curve and dealing the damage. And just because the Priest deck is so equipped to deal with early game and mid game, that's why I give the nod to it generally. And it looks like it's just
I
Is
think
doing
that
what
should
Priest
be
does.
game.
Holy Nova value.
Or just
Yeah.
Shadow Madness, and then
Oh,
just push
God,
through.
yeah.
yeah, Shadow Madnessing a Sludge Belcher to go through for the win happens a surprising amount of time when you're playing this deck.
All right.
Oh, I like it.
Showing the
A
Holy
little
Nova too, all right.
flashy. Oh, he's playing Holy Nova.
You know, I actually considered cutting Holy Nova. Maybe I have.
you. Oh. Oh, wow. Trump does this in poker a lot, too.
Yeah. I think that's ever... I mean, Druid isn't that bad against
Yeah.
anything, really.
But Lothar has also avoided, like in the previous series, Trump. Lothar was going up against Warrior, and 2 games in a row, he just didn't choose Druid. In fact, he chose his other Warrior to play a mirror match instead of playing the Druid.
That's a surprise.
Yeah.
Perhaps
Druid's
it
so
means
far,
that the
yeah.
Druid is a ramp Druid. I don't know if we've seen it yet. And we
No,
do
we
see
haven't.
that this is the Death Rattle Priest, and wow, what a start.
Well,
Yeah, that's a solid hand.
he's got the way to shut it down, though.
Yeah, he does.
That's right. Good old Fiery War Axe. So we got a fairly strong opening from both sides here.
Indeed.
And the strong opening does tend to favor the Warrior, though, because
Yeah.
they scale much better than this Death Rattle Priest.
I love the Warrior's hand. I mean, you don't really need the Lothar right now, but it's such a nice hand.
Right, and I also love the Priest hand. This is
Yeah.
normally one of those hands which will just roll over your opponent unless the opponent has Fiery War Axe, which
Yeah.
fortunately you add here.
What would you like to go for here, Trump? Are you trying to like lure an axe hit with one of these minions, or
Yeah, I
do you
mean,
want to
that's
just
the
coin
serious-
into the?
That's
Yeah?
a serious consideration here.
Yeah.
Dark Cultist survives the axe hit, whereas you can do Cleric Undertaker to have one of them survive, or you can do Loot Hoarder to make the axe hit badly.
Yeah.
It goes with the Cultist here. That looks fine.
Yeah. If it was one more turn, he could do some pretty sick plays with that whirlwind, but
Yep. The
not the
unfortunate
case.
thing here is that he's going to be able to clear the Dark Cultist without having the buff happen, and I
Yeah.
anticipate he'll definitely go the Taskmaster here.
Yeah, I like the Dark Cultist to get ahead of the Acolyte turns to challenge. Like, say if he played a weaker, like if he played the Northshire and the Undertaker, you kill Northshire and then Undertaker can't double buff. So then you have an opportunity to draw cards off the Acolyte. So the Dark Cultist gets ahead of it, but unfortunately, just like you said, it's gonna get shut down.
yeah.
Yeah, I imagine Lothar's actually thinking, does he want to do Whirlwind instead?
Ah.
You get an armor up with it, but that's not
Yeah.
really a big deal here.
Now, you're losing the axe, so I think just having a minion on board is probably a little bit more flexible for you here.
In fact, it turns out to be the right call, most likely. If he Acolytes Whirlwind next turn, he can kill off like an Undertaker with 3 health.
Wow.
Yeah, that's true.
Man, SjoW is getting what would normally be a really insane hand, but it just goes to show how good Axe is.
It goes to SjoW.
Oh, Trump!
Wow, Trump.
Yeah, this turn plays itself
Yep.
fantastically, in fact.
Actually, there's a counterplay now. You could do Deathspite. Now
Yeah.
that's a serious consideration.
It's true.
You could.
Might even be better. Because then you have the Deathbite to answer whatever comes out next turn, and then
Yeah, and you also have the Deathspite Whirlwind to go with the Acolyte.
Yeah, that's true.
So you can get the legendary triple draw Acolyte here.
Legendary.
it's not so legendary. It
Yeah.
happens once in a while.
See, I still like this, because I think your Deathspite is going to be able to protect kind of against whatever comes out. Like, I guess if he plays an Akanai, then you're only getting 2 draws off the Acolyte, but that's okay. Still, it's 2 draws. All right, time to give some of that health back.
Yep.
Man, the wind is so far out of your sails right now as the priest.
Yeah.
You
SjoW
were
has
so
to be-
hyped about that start, but nothing came of it.
SjoW has to be kind of scratch his head and be like, what the hell? This hand, he was like probably sure he was going to win
Yeah.
and stuff, and nope.
This hand is amazing. 2 Undertakers, Loot Hoarder, Dark Cultist, 2 Zombie Chow. Just didn't work out, though. That's one of the strengths of Warrior, assuming it draws right, though.
Yeah. Huh.
This choice
Yeah.
between Lothar and Deathspite here.
Do you think you value the development of the weapon, or to answer whatever comes out, or is Lothar like playing on curve just too much stronger on that? Because especially since you're coming up on turns where you have Gore Howl, so you want to get that out, and Deathspite
Yeah,
might be
that's
sitting
true.
dead in your hand.
Yeah, yeah. I like that consideration. You have the Gore Howl in hand, and that's going to be really fantastic in this matchup. That is going to get you so many cards, especially against something like this, just a reusable weapon. I like the Deathspite a lot because of that.
Oh, I was actually going to give the nod to Lothar because of the on-curveness. It was definitely a tough decision by Lothar.
Yeah, yeah.
It's still a good spot, though, nonetheless. All right.
Nice stuff. Gets to draw a card with Northshire.
Yeah. And we'll get rid of that so it doesn't get the legendaries, you call it, 3 draw.
Yep. You tend to win the game when you draw 3 cards with Acolyte.
Indeed you do.
Was there any merit, Trump, to playing Defender and then using Circle as a draw? Or maybe not even?
I think even better is using the circle for just getting more than just 1 draw.
Yeah.
What might have been worth considering is to not have killed it, and then maybe you can sneak in a Cabal Shadow Priest. Now that's too greedy. That's way too greedy.
That's way
Yeah.
too greedy.
Especially since he might have
Right,
Dual
bec-
Taskmaster.
And also because he has the Axe Charge ready to go.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Alright, goes with Lothar on this turn instead. And these little things, like turning 1 turn doing this or 1 turn doing that instead, the slight ordering has changed the game quite a bit.
Yeah.
And it's hard to say whether or not it's better or worse.
Yeah, not both players have been slightly uncomfortable with their mana usage. It's like they're playing with reverse wild growth of some kind.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Like both of them played Felguard and it killed each
Yeah.
other.
thing is,
Well,
I think they're going with plays that seem better rather than more on curve, and there's like a big divide in Hearthstone pros. Like Trump, you said you like the on curve a lot. Like I know Raynad is really a fan of playing on curve, but like there's like a lot of merit to the plays they're doing still. It's not wrong.
Definitely. And that Gore Howl is just one card that will rip apart this Priest. It might be used to swing 5 times this game, given how high of a health the Warrior has.
Yeah, especially since his zombie chat will eventually go down.
Yeah.
too.
Oh, man.
It's just like unending Gore Howlness.
Yep, good draw by the Priest, though. Karen?
He's going to have a 0-1 Gore Howl eventually, guys. This is that's how useful that's going to be.
Okay, well, I mean, he's got a lot of ways to play this turn if he wants to be a little bit more board-centric or just draw into a better hand.
Yeah, I mean, I like playing on curve so much that I would play Grommash here just to run into the zombie chow.
Really?
Yeah, kill the Karen off with the Lothar and the weapon.
Yeah, I would definitely kill off the current like that, but you like curve that much that you'd run that into the zombie chow? I guess that's actually not that bad a play unless, of course... The thing is, like, Warrior versus Priest, I feel like Grommash is your real kill card, right? Unless maybe he's playing Ysera in this, in which case...
I think this matchup is okay to do instead of the burst to just go for a control. And you have more cards than the Priest deck Priest has right now, and your deck is generally larger at the end. So you don't have to win with Grommash, I would say. Lothar choosing to go the different direction, though.
Okay, well, now that he has Alex Straza, perhaps saving Grommash might be beneficial, especially since he has Gore Howl.
Okay, those are some big cards.
Indeed.
Do you play Armorsmith? Are you afraid of giving it away with the Cabal Shadow Priest?
Oh yeah, terrified of playing anything with less than 2.
Yeah, I feel like I'd armor up here.
Alright, kill off the zombie chow.
Yep.
Okay.
Wow.
It's a ridiculous health total. 32 after all this.
And keep in mind, SjoW also traded the first zombie chow to do damage originally. Oh no, that was the mage, excuse me. Never mind.
Oh, right. Right, tough place for the Priest, but looks like the Injured Blade Master is a pretty good draw. He can play the Holy Nova and kill off the opponent, get some healing value.
Yeah, I quite like that.
Yeah.
Good fit.
I mean, both of those targets are vulnerable to the 5 attack from the Gore Howl, but I don't know if you want to expend a Circle of Healing to do that.
But, you know...
Alternatively, would you go for Defender? No, I don't use Circle of Healing.
Well, you could do Injured Blade Master Defender Vargas. Now that you mention that, that must be a serious consideration. You have a 5-1 and you have a 5-4, neither of which is perfect against the Gore Howl. I mean, neither is which perfect for the Gore Howl to kill.
Sure. Yeah, if you just go this and then you trade Circle of Healing.
It is off
And you got the
once
Circle
again.
of Healing, which is excellent.
Pretty sick.
That does make the Bane go into perfect Gore Howl killing, but hey, you have a 5-8.
Ooh.
Some serious considerations here.
There is. I think all of these plays are pretty darn good. I think I kind of like the Rag at first glance. Like, obviously, a Faceless on this 5-8 taunt is pretty sick, but the Rag feels kind of neat because, like, you know, 8 lines up with 8, and it's 2 turns before Mind Control possibilities.
Right.
You know, I don't know if he's actually playing Mind Control in here. I think he's actually not in this deck.
I would lean towards yes. Like, Mind Control is one of your better answers to, like, especially in a tournament setting.
I think someone may have told me that SjoW wasn't playing it, but
okay, maybe so.
Yeah, that's why because it was like odd enough that someone talked to me about it. So I'm pretty sure they told me that it doesn't have it.
Sure.
So
I was confused when you said this deck. I thought you.
Yeah, no,
you were
it's
talking
like
about
specifically. No, the Death Rattle
Does he
Priest
run
normally plays
Ysera
one.
then?
I cannot quite remember. But
All right, we got the brawl.
Okay.
That was a
You're not
strong
gonna get a better
consideration.
brawl board than that, right?
Right. Oh, that was a big win on the brawl side. Of course, either of the two, which were not Injured Blade Master, would have been good results. Also worth considering would have been playing the Armorsmith before the brawl. There are quite a lot of options there.
Yeah, Armorsmith normally does win it. And I do like
really
that he's
surprised.
I like that he's holding on to the Gore Howl at the 5 charge, because you know that he has Aucheneyes that haven't been played.
Yep.
He has Blade Masters that get healed once into 5, and he has obviously Cabals.
Yeah,
so,
it's showing quite some discipline.
Yeah, it's like this 2 damage a turn doesn't do anything. He just armors up.
That's strong, sharp play. Okay.
Well, Alex Straza seems to be the logical play here, especially considering that. I mean, that's the least threatening legendary to be stolen right now.
Yeah,
Right.
and not just that. Like normally in the Death Rattle Priest, you only have one Shadow Word Death. So if that's
True.
what they're using it on, great, fantastic. Let's do it.
Well, he's gonna find out he has no Shadow Word Death.
Yep.
And Lothar's just gonna follow up with the good old traditional. Gorehowl fell out of favor for a bit, but we've been seeing a few of it in this tournament.
Yeah.
Classic Gromish Gorehowl finish might be happening.
Is he afraid of? I think he's afraid of Spellbreaker. And like,
Yeah, I think healing yourself is just so smart. You haven't seen a single execute yet. His hand is gigantic. You know, he's had all these weapons. He hasn't had to use an execute, but like healing that instead of yourself when he just outstraws at you. Wow, that's
Shield Slam, execute Ragnaros. Does that do something here?
No. Like the thing is, there's still a slime.
That's one damage off lethal.
That's one damage off lethal. You definitely do that. Yeah, that's sick.
Oh gosh.
Oh my. Just craziness coming out of Lothar here.
Yep. All right. Gonna be awfully tough for SjoW to come back from that.
He can't even mind control and survive. Like if he mind controlled and then hit Alex Straza, he still would die.
That's right.
Gorehowl hit.
This is gonna be a hard one to win. That weapon up and all, yeah. Say pretty much impossible. Oh, that's a turn late.
Well, I mean, even if it was, he's still be in a tough position. SjoW realizes he can't win, so the series is tied. We're gonna go to game 3.
All right. Good series so far. Really well played there by Lothar. His weapons just being ridiculous. I really liked the high.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
Warlock
it's
would be
not
very
Shaman.
solid.
It is.
And it's handlock.
All right, that's a good one.
Yep. All right, cool. So handlock going to be going up against Warrior here. I would say. Oh, he's thinking about keeping Jiraxis.
I mean, it's
Really?
such a strong
Wow.
card in
think
the matchup, but
Oh man.
I mean, it's very nice. I would never keep it, though. Like, I feel like the way to play this is to just mulligan very aggressively for Twilight Drakes.
Right. And Mountain
That's
Giants.
like the card. Yeah, of course, yeah. But I love playing the Twilight Drakes first, like 9 health. Okay, yeah, take care of that.
Yeah.
Oh, now you have no armor. Now your shield slam sucks.
I wonder if he's seriously considered keeping Lord Jiraxis there.
He was definitely considering. Like, he was clicking on and off.
yeah, those turn 4 drops though, like you mentioned, Artos, are just way too valuable. They can blow out the warrior if their removal doesn't line up.
Yeah.
That's a really interesting playstyle. I wonder if he would have kept it if he had one of the Mountain Giants or Twilight Drakes.
Oh yeah, that's actually an interesting thought. We can ask him if he wins.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
one.
If we can remember to ask that, that'd
Okay.
actually
Keep a
be
9
I guess
drop.
we'll
That
never
seems
know.
insane.
I love hearing why and how people mulligan a deck. Maybe he thinks that it's 29 in Jiraxis, like we were talking about last night.
Come on, everyone knows. Everyone knows Handlock has 28 cards in Sun Fury Protector.
Yeah.
All right. A
I thought it was
card to tap
29
into.
cards, Ironbeak Owl, and then also another Ironbeak Owl.
The Ironbeak Owl has been subbed out a few times though, right? Like people experimented playing without owls.
I've seen people go down to 1 owl, yeah, but I don't think I've ever seen one with 0 owls.
Yeah, and with all the popularity of Undertaker and such, it
Yeah.
seems like Owl with 2 is a
Ooh.
really good call right now.
Owl's an MVP.
I wonder if Lothar mulliganed for Zoo. No, he probably knew his Handlock, right? It's just that his hand, generally speaking, wasn't that great.
It's hard to say because so many players are banning Warlock, so sometimes you don't see it until even just now.
Yeah, that's true. We've seen so little Warlock play so far this tournament. We've seen like the Zoo from you and Amaz, and then just a couple handlock games so far in this tournament. Well, he has the execute in hand, so that's really
Yeah, an
thank God for
excellent
that,
solution.
right?
He's actually got 2 ways to do it. You can either do Cruel Taskmaster execute, or you can send in the Armor Smith and execute.
Which one would you prefer, actually?
I think I would prefer the Armor Smith execute, since he can then play the Acolyte and then play the Cruel Taskmaster draw card.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, that's really cool. Still considering.
Yeah, I like developing the Acolyte too, just because you need that card draw to get to your other removal, because
Yeah.
you're not sure if this is the only threat that's coming in.
The thing is, like, your opponent has already drawn like a couple extra cards.
Right.
He might just owl it instantly. It's like so important to stop that.
Yeah, and then again, like if that gets
Owl, the turn is pretty weak, and it's an
I was
interesting balance. But I think I would like probably owl it anyways. Like, why are you putting that down right now?
I mean, but there's also the counter argument that this is going to the Warlock's 5 turn, which is where he can play Sludge Belcher. And if your Acolyte gets silenced, that does kind of suck, but it doesn't silence Sylvanas and doesn't silence Karin.
That is for sure. Hearthstone's a cool game with all these decisions.
It is.
Yeah. So if he plays this Sludge Belcher and then you play Deathbite to answer it.
Or you play Black Knight.
Oh, he does have Black Knight.
Oh,
wait.
Yeah, I'm actually.
Oh,
wow.
Well, I guess he's going to
coin.
save it for the big giants.
Yeah.
Huh.
Daring, but
Oh, okay.
not wrong.
Like, yeah, I guess that's fine.
The problem is sometimes you never get to Black Knight anything because the Warlock is so in tune with playing around Black Knight.
Yeah. Yeah, anytime I can play a Black Knight, I really like it. And especially on that board, you still would have had a 1-4 and a 2-1 and a Black Knight out, and it's
Yeah,
that's
Lothar's
really cool.
reasoning is certainly to try to Black Knight something even better. And
Yeah.
there are a lot of better targets, but
Certainly.
the question is just whether or not you can get one. Very surprising play here. He chose not to play Mountain Giant, and instead played the Earthen Ring.
He wants a tough decision to use Deathbite and remove his minions or trade his minions. Like, he wants to make him have a tough turn.
Could just ignore, I guess.
Otherwise, you just attack until you trade your 2 minions in, and then you attack for 5 damage, you kill off the Mountain Giant. There's 8 damage that's available on boards.
Well, the Acolyte, you can definitely get some draws off of here now.
Right, seems to be the only possible play here. He's a little reluctant to, like, probably the decision is whether or not to swing with the Death's Bite, because then you kill your Armor Smith anyways.
Yeah, well, the extra point on the Warlock probably doesn't really matter from that Armor Smith.
Yeah, considered Roland for a moment to try to go for the triple draw. Looks like he will. Forgot to attack with, well, not necessarily forgot to attack with the Armor Smith.
Well, at 25, I think that was a forget, right?
Yep.
Okay.
25 versus 24, come on.
Yeah.
Lothar did confirm that he missed 1 damage there.
Yeah.
This matchup is sometimes so slow that I have actually considered not attacking when the opponent is at 30.
Why?
For free.
Never attack, ever, until you have, like,
you just
until you have, like, Alex
You just
Strauss
play
or
around
something.
Molten Giant forever.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, so you mean like he can't even life tap himself into it?
Right. I mean, by the time he life taps into it, then it'll be so late. It's
Yeah.
just something always worth considering.
I think
Even
once upon a time,
That's very
Savis told me
interesting.
he used to, in the mirror, he used to, like, place Earthen Ring on his opponent. Like, in the beginning of the game, so that way he can get to
that's cute.
Molten Giants faster.
I haven't seen a play like that.
No, because then he realized
definitely-
it's not very
yeah.
efficient.
Wow, is he choosing not to play the Mountain Giant again? Or, I mean, he can always play it for 4. That's fine, too.
Sure.
That makes it more on curve, right?
It does. All right. Another skip of the Mountain Giant.
Yeah.
I mean, that's actually pretty good, because right now the armor is at 9.
Yeah, he's just playing around all the removal possibilities, and I like that. These are your big threats to potentially seal the game.
And I really like the silence there. Because this seems obvious he's going to swing his sword in. But if he doesn't also armor up, then...
If he uses some of his armor to remove here, he's got, like, ability to drop Mountain Giant with Lothar, and then maybe shut down an ability to use, like, a cheap spell to remove.
Wow. That is some
He
really
doesn't
far
have
planning
a
ahead.
shield slam.
Right, but
has
you have to
execute.
play assuming he has the shield slam.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you were to go Mountain Giant Lothar, then it would take 8 mana to kill it off, which unfortunately he has.
That's crazy. Like, that's 8 mana and, what, 13 worth of stats? This guy's deck's crazy.
That is a lot of armor right there. And, of course, he has a couple Acolytes to proc, so
Wow.
that's really good. But
Oh, my goodness. Well, good thing he has Execute to deal with one thing, but
yeah.
at least, like, both of these can't go down now.
Yeah, you may even choose to go Ragnaros if he's feeling very daring. That's not even that daring. He's got 41 health. I think it's a good time to Rag. In this matchup, you want to hit minions, so you've got 2
if
good
he
ones
hits
to hit.
face, that's going to really suck. Looks like... Okay, he's going to check something out. The thing is, is there any reason why you would go for... Okay, no, he's not going to do it. I was going to say, he has this Gore Howl here. Like, I suppose you'd use that maybe on the Lothar the next turn.
Yeah, but then this is where, like, Sun Fury and, like, Ancient Watcher become a problematic card.
Yeah, indeed.
because then you just force Warrior into like weird position. They have to use Black Knight removal on it.
Yeah, that's where you're going to want to draw into your Brawl, is if they commit so heavily there.
Sludge Belcher also does the same thing too.
Yeah.
Yep, nice Sludge Belcher. Turns out to have been good that he didn't play the Ragnaros, for otherwise a Faceless here would have been quite disastrous.
Yeah.
That's something you got to watch out for when you're playing Warrior also. To not get something too critical Faceless. I do like the Varangeddon run. Turns out there have been quite a lot of Shamans. We started off today with a really big Shaman victory run.
Yeah, Kalento, I heard, did really well with his Shaman too.
He did.
Yeah, Shaman has been one of the decks of the tournament so far. That's Shaman and that mid-range Mage have been the two big surprises that have been winning a ton of games here.
And it's been so long that we've seen the Shaman do so well that most of the Warriors have removed a Varangeddon. But
Yeah.
some few Warriors have kept it in their deck.
Yep.
Or put it back in. A good call.
Yeah, I think it's a put back in. Definitely haven't seen it for a few months.
Alright, Lothar has quite a few options. Black Knight, Gorehowl, even Rag.
Thing is, if
This
he
is
goes
tough.
for like Black Knight, he has like no. No, he has Varangeddon actually. Never mind.
Well,
That's
nothing's
like
clean, and he
Black
keeps.
Knight's not too bad because if he hits it with the 5/5, then you just Varangeddon the next turn perhaps, and then you actually get some sort of value out of the Varangeddon. That actually does something.
Yeah, I think it's time to fight back a little bit for the board, but then
Yeah, agreed.
something as simple as Defender of Argus. I mean, not to mention that Lothar already
Yeah.
chews up the 4/5. It doesn't feel good.
You're right. Defender of Argus would be a really nice play here.
We'll see what he draws first. Maybe something better comes up.
Oh wait, the Defender of Argus doesn't do what I thought. Never mind.
Right, would still be in range.
Yeah.
Alright, it seems
Cenarios
like
would
looking
be
on the
fantastic.
surface here, the Varangeddon is going to be very good upcoming. Let's see what SjoW does. It's going to tap. Yeah, it looks like a tap turn. Nothing to play on 10 mana.
Yeah.
What are you? I guess you're just tapping to see
Just
what
draw
you
a card.
develop. Yeah. I mean,
All right, still gonna play that.
yeah, you have an ability to push in, and
Oh.
now you can. SjoW's trolling. You have the ability to shut down the armor, so that way it's difficult for your opponent to get shield slams effectively. And if you do, you're still sensing to see if he draws it or
Yeah.
not in the next couple turns.
Yeah, he's used both his shield blocks, I believe. Yeah.
Has he?
Yeah, he used one a couple turns ago, and I think he used one really early in the game, if I recall. He just cycled it through.
Okay.
Yeah, he used it on turn 3, actually, right after the Armor Smith, because I was like, oh, that's a little bit odd. But worked out for him.
Okay.
But yeah, if you keep that armor count low, the
Well, I guess
shield slam will be
Gorehowl
weak.
is less effective then.
Yeah.
Yeah, this hand is just so full both ways.
Yeah, bad news on Varangeddon is that he can clear the Lothar and the Ooze, but nothing else. Even if he plays the Fire War Axe to hit the Ancient Watcher, it's still alive.
Yeah, that's annoying.
So he may have to lead off with Gorehowl first. There's also a lot of minions. Maybe he just plays Rag. But again, I imagine something that Lothar is keeping in the back of his head, and the reason why I didn't play Rag on turn 8 is just, what if he facelesses it?
Right.
And it could just get siphoned also, which is, with this many cards, it's almost bound to get
Yeah,
removed.
it'll get dealt with. Like, it's actually hard to make a hand for a handlock that doesn't have something that could deal with Rag this deep in.
Yeah, it's really tough. This is one of the reasons why Handlock is so favored. He managed to get a lot of cards, and he's just going to keep tapping, be able to put on a threat and be able to deal with the opponent's threat.
Yeah, and as soon as he's done developing Molten Giants, he's also going to play Jiraxis somewhere down the line.
Yeah.
You can't kill all that.
Ah, that broadcasts exactly what's going on.
It does.
Well,
I wonder if you're going to play Baron Geddon next turn.
SjoW actually has to think about this. So many people haven't run Varangeddon that it
Yeah.
should be a pretty big surprise. It might even just be a softening up because that weapon, let's see, it's 6, so never mind.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this really tells you Baron Geddon, I think, more than anything. I think
Okay,
that
4, 5.
is a pretty solid play right there.
Yeah,
It is.
your turn is just your hand is very situational. So I think you just got to present a threat.
Faceless.
Wow, good old control mirrors.
A lot of great targets to Faceless, but not on
You
the
have
board
mirrors
right now.
or faceless to faceless is faceless target.
Alright, well this is really painful. Baron getting plus score howl does kill the Molten Giant, but that's not going to be able to be done through the taunts.
God, I don't really care for very much here. What do you think about something crazy and off the wall like I know Face is so powerful, but if he threw down a double Belcher, could he somehow whittle his way to getting? No. No, definitely not. There's like, yeah.
Okay, this looks like it's the beginnings of a creative play. Now, how is he going to kill off the
Coin
ooze?
Baron get it? What? I don't know. What is he doing?
Yeah, no, I don't understand this play here. Let's see if he starts shaking his head.
I wonder if Lothar is like starting to reevaluate mid play.
Oh,
But
that
it looks like
didn't
a coin
look like
Baron.
it did anything.
Oh, he just wanted another minion out so that he could maybe run it into the Molten Giant?
But a
'Cause-
4-1? No, he didn't want that to happen.
Wait,
he must
but-
have been considering like attacking into the Molten
what?
Giant.
Oh, yeah, because there's this 2-1 left.
But why did he weaken his Spellbreaker then?
Well, I mean, you have to.
He wanted the Spellbreaker on the board. Is
No,
the
he
thing.
didn't want a 4-1 out, did he?
Apparently he did. Like, he
That's
did
just
play the card.
That just gets Mortal Coiled.
Right, but like
But I think he's put him on no mortal coils probably, right? Or maybe
I don't think
one
you can
mortal.
put your opponent on that. You haven't had a 1 health minion. I feel like that's just the misplay.
Yeah, but I mean, SjoW played already, so Lothar easily could have other people on Planet Key Dynamics, like checking the deck and seeing, like watching the stream.
It's possible.
I am very confused. But
Yeah, it was definitely weird. It was
Right now, for example, 2-1 can go into 7-5 and then Hellfire.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's a good turn.
that certainly is.
You can even play a Molten Giant behind that.
Hold on, you know, I
mean-
don't think that is a good play because that would put you into lethal range unless you taunt up.
Lethal range.
Yeah, because he's got the Gore Howl and then he can just do a Gromosh combo.
Ah.
So he's got a
That's
taunt
right,
up
he
as
has to
well.
taunt. Soulfire then?
All right. Yeah. Stuff.
Okay, okay.
Hey,
that actually
4-1
works out.
survived. All according to plan.
I don't know if we can
so.
say that.
Well, there's no brawl to deal with these double Moltens.
You gotta faceless that 8-8, right? God, and
You
then it just
gotta.
gets soul siphoned, and you're like, oh.
And then you proceed to lose?
Yeah, and then you proceed to choose your next deck.
The other more daring play, if you want to win, is you can play Ragnaros, and then you can hit the 8-8 taunt.
Yeah, that is a possibility to try, but how much are you taking your own health away too?
God.
You would be at 11.
Well, it's
Basically,
like
you would have to hit, or then you
18.
lose.
Right.
If
you
you miss,
definitely would lose.
Like you hit the face, it's game. Like, and Ragnaros is unreliable in this matchup.
Right. The big problem is right now, I imagine, if you're Lothar, you're in, I'm going to lose unless
You can't
something
go that.
miraculous happens.
yeah.
It's not a yellow rag. Now, Cross doesn't change anything. Gromosh is your finisher,
Gromosh doesn't do anything here.
and then
Right. Well,
He could like,
he can use it. Actually, he can clear the board with Gromish and the Spellbreaker on the 8-8. And then just hit the other
okay,
one.
and it leaves a 2-2, and it puts him down to 9. Okay, that might actually be the best play. Oh, he can armor up for 2. And
oh,
He's going for the,
Oh, wow.
the YOLO
gamble
rag.
here. Alright,
yeah, I don't know.
we know he needs to hit the Molten Giant in order to stay alive here.
Yep.
Here we go. No.
Well, that's it.
Okay. Hey. How does he do this? Aww.
You know, I like the I like the Ragnar's play, even though you lost with it, because you're so
Yeah.
far behind. You need something miraculous to happen.
Really
right.
big opportunity waste. So you could have faceless and Shadow Flame.
Yeah. So Lothar has Druid or Shaman next.
Yes, he does. And we see hand lock multiple
It's,
times.
I think it is pretty close, but I wouldn't mind using that.
It's tight.
Okay, he
tight
goes with
one.
Druid. Not a bad choice.
Yeah, especially if you're running a BGH.
Oh, boy.
Oh, look at
Not
that
a
man.
bad choice. Famous last words.
Wow, power overwhelming.
Oh, well, if he's playing Power Overwhelming, I would imagine maybe a Sylvanas. We could see either Arcane Golem or Leroy in here.
Yep. I personally like that as well.
Yeah, it turns out there's quite a few ways to build the handlock also. Some people don't have a finisher.
Yeah.
Some people have a mix where Power Overwhelming is still possibly good enough to justify.
Yeah, yeah. I've definitely seen some people doing some crazy things with it. Arcane Golem, cough, cough, Frodan.
Oh, that's right. I played Artosis with the handlock at double Power Overwhelming
Yeah, it caught me very off guard, I must say.
and Faceless, so I was like, yeah.
Yeah, that's like 24
24
damage.
damage,
Yeah.
yeah.
Still good.
24 damage off an empty board.
Oh,
Sick
wow,
Frodan.
another Twilight Drake.
Yeah.
So we've got the handlock with pretty much everything he wants. The Druid did get a pretty good start as well with Coin, Shade into Shade. This is a really big gamble because if the Warlock has Hellfire, the game is over.
Well,
see.
it would be game over if he had Hellfire and a follow-up, but sometimes it's the case where handlock has all their situational cards and taunters.
I like keeping it stealth to play around Soulfire.
So he has 2 Siphon Souls. So I
And
don't know if he
Traxxas.
has like Arcane and
Nah,
stuff. I don't
it-
think you can fit that and 2 Siphons, right?
Most
Lothar's lucky day, no Hellfire.
Oh, here we go. Keeper of the Grove.
That is also very good.
Indeed it is.
Imagine you trade off the weaker one.
Yeah.
Oh, do you
I would hope
Do you
that's
have to trade off? Though?
I think
guess
he
the
did.
Shadow Flame is too
Yeah,
powerful.
if he attacked Shadow Flame, then
Right.
that's really good.
All right, Tap Giant is coming out. In this matchup, by the way, I actually favor playing the Giant first. Although I guess in this case, since you can go Twilight Drake into Giant into Twilight Drake. Not anymore.
Okay, well he actually can destroy the Giant.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
pretty good.
That's pretty sure you do that.
And then he saw that Soulfire
Thing
discard
is, he doesn't have
Twilight
another
Drake.
play with that. Maybe you skip that this one turn. Like you could play Lothar so that he can't attack you, then blow up, and then kill it next turn.
Ah, it's true.
Yeah,
in
that's
fact,
pretty good in the-
Lothar can trade too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and the Lothar is actually even better to trade than this 5/5.
Yes, sir.
It is. That's a good play on curve play there, Artosis.
Yeah, I'm
So
trying
Trump
to go on curve
approved.
for you, Trump. I want you to approve my play, so I'm just gonna like find something that costs
Oh my
the
God.
mana cost of the turn. I'm like, I think a turn 9 Drax is good here, and a turn 14 Molten Giant.
That's ridiculous. It's gonna be like the new like organic, bioorganic green movement. It's like curve approved.
Yeah, we're not wasting any of our resources.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Soul
but-
Fires are coming out of the deck.
You know, Germany's obsessed about that too. They call it bio, and like everything, like Germans love bio stuff, and all it's just an excuse
Germans
to
love
mark
bio.
up prices.
Well, good thing I forgot my
Oh my
deodorant.
I knew exactly where you were going with that one. And it explains a lot too.
Yeah, Lothar is just debating in his head. Does he want to go with the on curve play or does he want to go with the Wrath play? That was a tough call.
I like.
I
it.
like this play better.
Oh, well.
Okay.
Ouch.
Okay.
That would be one reason the Wrath play would be better. But
Yeah,
hey,
that is true.
You got second Wrath.
That is true. But
Or
Yeah.
BGH.
what can you do? That happens sometimes.
it does.
Is he wondering about trading?
Yeah, it looks like he is. That would actually. I think I would like that, to be honest, because you're gonna just attack into him anyways. It saves you 8 life points.
Yeah, one big benefit of this is
Yeah.
to play around Savage Roar. That's the main. That's the main reason to attack into it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And you have 2 out, so it's like okay.
It is true. If he attacks face, Savage Roar and Wrath clears the board.
It does.
Yeah, it's like a Savage Roar right now would be 17.
Ooh. All right. Well, that is Lothar's good fortune. For Savage Roar, we'll clear this board with Wrath. There's no other play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, I mean,
No,
you,
no, no. How
you,
about
you Wrath
oh,
for
yeah,
one
you're
first, right?
He's 1 mana off of.
You Wrath for one first to see if you draw into BGH by any chance.
Okay,
If
there
you-
is another play,
Yes.
as Artosis pointed out. You can do swipe Wrath. I still like the Savage Roar more, though.
Yeah, no, I would keep the swipe in hand over the Savage Roar for
Swipe,
sure.
swipe can be your reach damage to finish the
Yeah,
game.
yeah. It's so often we see it's just like the swipe that kills through the taunt. So I think I would save the swipe.
You
Yeah.
can't do the draw card first, although I doubt you're going to draw a card better than Savage Roar.
BGH.
Okay, that's,
Yeah,
that's a better card
if you're
than
playing a
Savage Roar.
BGH,
Yeah.
it's pretty awesome.
Although Savage Roar still allows you to clear both. BGH only be one. So
Blood Mage swipe. That's potentially good.
All right, so we will clear these out.
Nice clean clear.
Yeah.
all right, so sparks fly, and we both have ourselves a
Insta tap, nothing to play, and here comes the Ancient.
Still nothing to play. Not the most exciting turn, but I think he's fine with everything that's gone on this game. I think both of them are pretty okay with it. But I would be happier if I was handlocked for sure.
Yeah, look at the hand.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good hand.
It is. It's a pretty big hand, too.
Huh, plays the Owl
Oh.
already.
Foul no sweat.
yeah.
if you're
That's
going,
interesting.
yeah, if you're going to play the Owl there, you usually would do it because you have a plan for the next turn. I guess he does. His plan for the next turn is Siphon Soul and tap. So, well, you can always Siphon Soul Owl. I feel like it didn't need to be silenced quite yet.
Yeah, yeah. I would generally wouldn't like to do that right away because it just gives him a chance to deal with it. Have it come out of nowhere.
Is he trying to get ahead of the Ancient of Lore turn of some kind? Like,
Oh yeah, he could have
Uh,
expected the opponent to play Ancient of Lore, like,
And that's what the Siphon Soul's for.
exactly. So his plan was Siphon Soul tap.
But, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's fair. Is that a Mortal Coil? I guess
Well,
that
it
solves
was.
that riddle.
all
He
right.
plays Mortal Coil, guys.
It's a good card. Yeah, but some handlocks have been cutting corners.
Yeah.
You can see anywhere from 0 to 2 Mortal Coils in a deck, and
That's right.
anything is reasonable.
Not 1.5, it has to be 1 or 2 or 0, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, from here, the Sludge Belcher, not that scary, but it's still annoying. I think Druid can start fighting back for the board now. Still, he was hoping to pick up something like Ancient of Lore, though. That would have been nice to answer this.
It would have been great. We got the on-curve play of the 5, Innervate 5. He's probably a little concerned about playing it in taunt mode. Maybe this deck runs Black Knight.
I wouldn't put SjoW on a guy as a guy that runs Black Knight in this.
I think he's he's got 2 Siphon Souls already.
Yeah.
So
he
like,
does.
do you really need?
And he's got a Power Overwhelming, so it's like I don't know
Right.
where you're fitting this in because if you have Power Overwhelming, you're gonna have
He's
Sylvanas,
chosen
right?
to play the Yeti over the Druid of the Claw.
Oh.
And that's probably part of the reasoning.
Whoa.
He was afraid, he was like, the charge mode doesn't work here, and taunt mode, maybe it gets Black Knighted. There's also some benefit to keeping it in charge mode
Yeah,
to
it's
do the burst later.
definitely could be.
There is a Sylvanas in this deck.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing Power Overwhelming and you have 2 Siphon Souls, you must have Sylvanas in here. I don't even. Other than that, you're like trying to use Sun Fury Protectors as your blow-up cards or something. It doesn't even.
Yeah. Is he gonna trade and try to? I mean, is he afraid of a combo killing him? Is that why he's like thinking about killing off the Spectrum?
I think that killing this off is actually pretty cool because if you look at this, right, like look at the hand size. He can expend more resources right now because even when he uses up everything he has, he still has Draxus in his hand. I think this is a great play.
I like it.
And it's on curve.
It is on curve.
Curve approved. Oh man. Do you like your women like you like your hands? Curvy.
On curve.
Both.
Nice.
Excellent.
There you go. All the ladies wondering out there.
Thanks, Ferdinand.
Do you start pressuring at all with this Druid the Claw?
Oh man, he hasn't played any Moltons. Okay.
Yeah, he's already used an Owl, so like this isn't going to run into him, right? He's already played a Soulfire too, I believe.
Ooh, so 3, 6, 8. He's got a really strong possibility here. Tap Molten, Sun Fury.
Yeah. Sun Fury up to
And that
4,
would just
5,
be
and an
game
8.
over. We know that it would be game over based on this Druid's hand. It tends to be game over.
Yeah. I guess he could draw like super well.
Yeah.
What if he has 2 BGHs?
What if he has BGH and Black Knight? That's a real possibility.
Well, he couldn't. We wouldn't have enough mana. But if he has 2 BGHs, he could draw one and then cycle into the other.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I mean BGH Black Knight works for if he decides to taunt both of the Moltens.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah,
I mean,
but-
if he had it in his hand.
Oh, yeah.
That's
okay,
the thing
okay.
just to worry about when you're
Yeah.
playing as the handler.
He's actually a Lothar. Okay, this is. I mean, this is safe as well. You obviously can't kill him.
Yeah.
Do you want to play the giant in the middle? I guess it
Yeah,
doesn't
I
really
think
matter.
that's the thing that you want to taunt no matter what. Or I mean,
I thought
yes.
Ancient Watcher is the one you want to taunt no matter what.
Yeah, I would always taunt the Ancient
Because
Launcher.
it's
In
useless
this-
otherwise.
Well, yeah, but in this case, I think just having the bigger health guys are even better.
Yeah, actually, you
enough.
might be like normally I'm completely on Frodan's level here. Like that's what I was thinking, but you're right because the Black Knight is going after that no matter what if he has it. So if
Right.
you're taunting one, you may as well taunt two because you can only play one Black Knight.
Ah, fair enough.
There's another play where you can play Sylvanas and you can taunt the Ancient Watcher with it.
That's pretty nasty as well.
Activates both pretty well. And Lothar drew into a great card, the Black Knight.
Yes, indeed. Very important card. Yeah, I gotta go ahead and take out this Lothar.
Deciding not to go for damage on the face. That's a good idea because otherwise he would have gotten ruined. One of the reasons why you don't really need to taunt the Ancient Watcher is the card you just drew, the Shadow Flame.
Yeah, not going to be useful at this exact moment, but
So he's got the ability to push for damage here, and he can't really do much else though.
Right?
So does that mean he taps because he feels like he can go to 16 health?
Oh, you can Siphon Soul Sun Fury.
yeah.
Yeah,
I like the
but
Siphon
do you-
Soul like a whole lot here.
Right,
but
do you tap before that?
Huh. This
if you're going
hand-
to taunt both, then yes. If you're going to taunt one, then I would say
Guys,
you have
do
to
we
rethink
tap?
it.
Guys, do we tap? Guys.
I think
It's
Do we-
arguable. So there's actually another thing that he can do. He can just use the 8/8 to kill the 5/5, and then that might be justification to do Sylvanas Sun Fury. There's a lot of valid plays here.
yeah. I actually do kind of like that. It's pretty neat.
And Belcher, that's somewhat
And then
reasonable.
he has to run into 5/5. That's a good play. That's a good turn right there. Great play by SjoW.
Yep. Lothar does have a silence for the really important taunted Sylvanas.
The answer to the previous question, by the way, is yes, we tap.
Yeah, but all right.
Ooh.
You can silence that. You can kill the 8/8. That's still 7 damage. You're at 18.
Right. I imagine you have to swipe the Molten Giant.
Yeah.
It's just too much damage otherwise.
That's got to happen. Oh, you know what you could do? You could go like, for instance, swipe and the chargy tree guys, and the swipe would deal 1 to Sylvanas, so you could kill her off, and I mean, I guess damage the Ancient Watcher a little bit.
Yeah, that's
but
pretty good.
It takes the damage off the board at
True, you
least.
do need to get through eventually.
Yeah, like she as a 5/5 body, she's still very scary. She still trades with basically everything in the Druid deck.
Well, see, and there's what if she gets off the attack, are you afraid of like a way for Handlock to finish from the hand at all?
Well, you saw the you saw the power overwhelming.
Oh, that's
so
right, yeah.
yeah, I think you have to have that in your mind at least.
The
That it
range
could be the
is-
case.
Yeah, the range is a lot smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there is that Ancient Watcher, so there could be something like an Owl Silence. So he's
Yeah.
going with
I like the
the
force
safe
switch.
play here. The main problem with this safe play is you have to look at it and wonder, and that's what Lothar was thinking, if I make this play, can I actually win the
Yeah,
game?
like how do you actually punch through? And you know, after seeing that being used and already Savage Roar being used,
Oh,
I'd be feeling
boy.
pretty confident for sure.
Oh man,
this
what
is
a
monster
board!
Pretty sick.
Yeah, even heals the Ancient Watcher.
I
Okay.
like
Cute.
it.
I like it.
Like it a lot.
Yeah, that's
Then
great.
why don't you marry it, Artosis?
Oh, you're right. I should.
Too bad, already taken.
Oh.
Well, I guess you're trying to find some answer because it looks like you might die.
Yep.
Does that help him at all? Slightly. No, just Siphon Soul in hand.
16 on board. So you got to do something here. God, there's like no good play.
Yeah, that is it, actually. I don't see any way out of this one.
Well, you
So-
can live. No, you can't. You just can't.
Even
Like,
Lord Jiraxis gets through that extra 3 damage in the case that
That's
he
true.
manages to
Jiraxis
deal
is 3
something.
damage.
Jiraxis finisher.
you play your guy as a taunt, and then you use your hero power, and then it'll be 3.
That would
It'd be only
10.
13. You'd live another turn.
That's correct.
That's, your
That's
play,
no
though,
way to
like-
live, Artosis.
No, it's
But what
certainly
kind of
no
life
way
is
to
that?
live? It's gonna be at the mercy of handlock. Get smashed down.
All right. Well, that is 14 plus 3.
Yep. So that should mean SjoW is gonna stay alive in Lothar's
14 plus
tournament.
7.
Is coming to a close.
The only question is,
Alright.
Jiraxis finish or Soulfire finish?
Both.
You face Jiraxis.
And then you Soulfire yourself, perhaps.
Yes, you soulfire yourself.
Possible.
Or you attack into
Alright.
Black Knight, say that was a mistake. Mistake!
This
Yeah.
quick.
And then you soulfire the face.
Yeah. So.